Hey, how's it going? I'm Steve Lane. I'm a rock and roll musician and I am a vinyl junkie. Rock and roll is in my blood. I was born that way and I'm gonna run with it. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna talk about my 11 favorite vocalists. These are not the best, these are my favorite. I might come up with another list soon called the best. Right now, we're gonna focus on my favorites. Now, these are my favorites. You may debate some of these answers and you're free to comment below with how you feel. First off, I want to thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. I'm just starting out and it means a lot to me and it really helps the algorithms. If you wouldn't mind, if you like what you see, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. It really helps me out, believe it or not. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna talk about my 11 favorite vocalists. This is not a list of the best, this is my favorite. So feel free to comment below and tell me your thoughts on this. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Freddie Mercury, not on my list. Sorry, he's one of the best singers ever. I'm not gonna say he's not. I love Freddie Mercury. I think his voice was outstanding. Possibly one of the best rock vocalists ever, if not the best ever. He's just not one of my favorites. I like Queen. I don't have everything they've ever done. I don't listen to them all the time, no matter what. I like Queen. Freddie Mercury's wonderful, but he's just not on my list. I don't listen to him that much. I love him. Same thing with Robert Plant. What? You just did a bunch of videos on Zeppelin. Yeah, Zeppelin's the best band ever. I listen to Zeppelin all the time, probably more than any other rock band ever. He's just not my favorite singer. I love Robert Plant, and if you want to have a list of the best, he's gonna be on it. He's just not one of my favorite vocalists. I love Robert Plant, I love Zeppelin, just saying. Number one singer of all time, no matter what, Pavarotti. And you know what? I can't even put him on my list of favorites because he's it. He's the best singer that's ever been recorded. Nothing I can do about it. Luciano Pavarotti, he's it. Do I listen to him all the time? No. Do I listen to him? Yes. I love him. He has amazing control over his voice. He's the best singer ever. Yeah, he's not on the list, but he's on the list. I don't know what to do with him. He's gonna have to probably be in my best list, but I have to give him a huge mention because he's Pavarotti. I mean, come on, best singer ever. Dolly Parton, I love you. I think you're one of the most talented country singers of all time. I think you have a beautiful voice, a wonderful voice, and you barely missed the list. I love you, Dolly. Yeah, I don't listen to you as much as I should. And that's the only reason why you're not on there. I love Dolly Parton though. Sam Cooke, love Sam Cooke. He barely made it off the list. He screeched off of it. It was tough too. I love Sam Cooke. I just don't listen to him 24 hours a day and I love him. Steve Perry wouldn't have been a singer if it wasn't for Sam Cooke, and he blatantly says so. That's his main influence. That's why Steve Perry became a singer, is because of Sam Cooke. He's not on the list just because I don't listen to him all the time, and I love him and I do listen to him, just not all the time. All right, you remember this guy? John Cicada, and he sang for Miami Sound Machine for a while, then he had a solo album in '92, and he had this wonderful song called Just Another Day. Man, what a song, what a voice. He just like, bam, came off the radio. I was like, whoa, what is that? I immediately went out and bought the CD and I listened to it all the time. And yeah, after that, he had some Grammys and he had a lot of success. I just didn't really listen to him that much after that big song in '92. It was a great song, great album. He's got a great voice. He was gonna be on the list. I started thinking, do I listen to him that much? Not really. And I love him. His voice is fantastic. Hopefully you remember him. And going along those same kind of lines, someone you haven't heard from in a few decades. You remember David Glasper? Does that name ring a bell at all? Okay, he had a band called Breathe. In 1987, they had a couple big hits. Number 2 hit, actually, Raise Your Hands to Heaven and Pray. They had another one called How Can I Fall? Then they had another album cut that actually popped up on the radio a little bit called Don't Tell Me Lies. Then a couple years later in 1990, they had their second album with Breathe featuring David Glasper. And they had a song called Say a Little Prayer that got a tiny smidge of radio play, but that album, Peace of Mind, was fantastic. I was one of the 13 people that bought the album, but man, the guy could sing. He's not on the list because he doesn't have the huge body of work, and I haven't really been listening to him in the past couple years. I did love him, and there was a period of time where he was one of my favorite singers, if not my favorite, for quite a while. I miss the guy. I know he's still around. I know he's still singing. David Glasper, phenomenal singer. Barely didn't make it on the list though. And now I gotta give it up for the king and queen of country rock, Linda Ronstadt and Don Henley, the Stone Ponies. Yep, Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Linda Ronstadt. They had a band called the Stone Ponies. Of course, Eagles came out of that. Linda Ronstadt came out of that. They were some of the pioneers of the whole American country rock movement. And man, both of their voices are fantastic. They've had big hits. I love their voices. I grew up with their voices. The king and queen of country rock, not on the list. They didn't make the cut, but I love them very much regardless. Okay, no more honorable mentions or people I'm not gonna mention at all. Let's get into it. Coming in, I'm just gonna start off right at the top. Coming in at number 1, favorite singer ever, the Honorable Steve Perry. What are you gonna do? I bought Escape right when it came out. Escape is the album that turned me on to Journey, and then I realized, oh wait, they had those other songs a couple years ago, and then I bought Captured, and I really got into Journey. And to this day, I listen to him probably more than any other singer. I don't mean to. I don't drive around all day listening to Don't Stop Believin'. I'd rather not hear it again, even though I tell everybody it's my favorite song. It's not even my favorite Journey song. My favorite Journey song is Dixie Highway. But nobody knows that song. Everybody knows Don't Stop Believin', so I'm gonna stick to that as my favorite song, and I'm gonna stick to him as my favorite vocalist ever. Steve Perry, love your voice, man. Always have. Numero dos, I'm counting backwards here. The one, the only, iconic, Great American Songbook, Sinatra. Francis Albert Sinatra. Man, what a voice. I have been listening to Sinatra ever since I had a tape deck in my car. I had to go out and buy a Sinatra tape because I wanted to learn about Sinatra. Here I am in high school driving around listening to Sinatra. Everybody else is listening to Metallica and whatever else. I'm in love with Sinatra's voice. He's it. My favorite singer next to Steve Perry is Sinatra, and sometimes he's number 1. It's best singer probably ever for that style of music. Coming in at number 3, Jorge Miguel, AKA George Michael. Yes, what a voice. I mean, come on. Yeah, some of his songs are kind of, fluttery, 80s, whatever, doesn't matter. He more than made up for that with his album, Listen Without Prejudice in 1990. What an outstanding album. Here he is saying, you know what? I did the pop thing. I had to get famous. I had to pay the bills. This is really who I am. His voice, his control, his tonality, his pitch, his emotion. It's just unstoppable when it comes to that type of music. The pop voice. When I think of a pop singer, the best pop singer, I think of George Michael, period. He's it. Coming in at number 4, my favorite rock singer of all time. And I say rock, I'm talking rock. Gotta have that edge, you know what I mean? Edge. Joe Lynn Turner. Okay, he sang for Rainbow, he sang Stone Cold, he sang Street of Dreams, he played with Yngwie, whatever. Yngwie is not my favorite, but his voice is so good, I had to buy that album a long time ago. Rising Forest, oh my gosh. If you're not too familiar with Joe Lynn Turner, check him out. I'm gonna post some links below. And he just went through a major thing with his look, and I'm very proud of him for doing so. He no longer wears a wig. I didn't know he wore a wig. Apparently he's been wearing a wig ever since he was 14. He took it off this year, and he's very proud of it. He looks great. And he's like, you know what, screw it. If I wanna wear it, great. If I don't wanna wear it, great. Doesn't matter, this is me. Bold move. I love you, Joe Lynn Turner. One of my favorite rock vocalists, if not my favorite rock vocalist, edgy rock vocalist of all time. I model my singing after him. And a lot of people have said, your voice sounds kind of like his. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm not anywhere near his voice. He's my favorite rock singer, period. Cinco, number 5, Marvin Gaye. Yes, Marvin. I grew up listening to the What's Going On album. I did a whole video piece on Marvin and the What's Going On album, vinyl album. My main 2 favorite albums of his are What's Going On and I Want You. His voice is just, oh my gosh, it just melts. His voice is unbelievably good. And his songwriting skills, I'm trying to stay within vocals only, but I have to say that his songwriting skills took soul music, not R&B, soul, took soul music to the next level. That's when music to me got soul, and that's not Stevie. Stevie's when music got funk and soul, and I'm gonna do a whole nother thing on Stevie. Stevie's not on the list because he deserves his own thing. Stevie's on another planet. I'm not talking about Stevie Wonder, I'm talking about Marvin, his good friend. Marvin Gaye, rest in peace, miss you since 1984. Oh my gosh, Marvin Gaye, not only one of the best soul singers of all time, he is, in my opinion, the best soul singer that's ever lived, and he's one of my favorite singers. Number 6, Mickey Thomas from Starship, Jefferson Starship. And he had that one big hit with Elvin Bishop, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Man, what a voice. Gosh dang, what a voice. Whenever I hear Laying It on the Line and he just comes out and he belts it out, you're just like, gosh dang, man, that guy's got a voice. I love Mickey. I've loved him since he joined Starship in '79. When I heard Jane for the first time, I was like, what is that? My wife still thinks the song is called Change. Change, change, change. 1979, Freedom at Point Zero. That was it. They found their voice. They found the best voice I could have ever found. Mickey Thomas, fantastic singer. All right, my 7th favorite singer is Andrea Bocelli. Yeah, a little bit of a left turn here, but that's all right. When he came out with his first album in '98, I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, who the heck is this? And man, just what a voice. And Pavarotti discovered him. And yeah, I actually do listen to him quite a bit. He's got a near perfect voice. And yeah, he's popra, so what? The guy's unbelievable, exceptionally talented, and he's my 7th favorite singer. My 8th favorite singer, and she's also an equally good drummer, Karen Carpenter. Yes, I love me some Carpenters. One of the few singers that can make me cry. I mean, literally make me tear up just by hearing a perfect voice with perfect pitch and perfect control. Ah, gone too soon because of a horrible thing. We love you though, we miss you. We think about you all the time, Karen Carpenter. All right, my 9th favorite singer, I don't listen to her as much as I used to, Ann Wilson, Heart. She has a new album out, it's fantastic, check it out. She's got the classic sound going on with it. Ann Wilson, I mean, come on. As far as female rock vocalist goes, she's it. She's numero uno. No one's gonna beat her out. She's it. She's the best. She's the best rock, edgy rock female vocalist that I can think of. If you can think of someone better, please let me know in the comments below. Ann Wilson, that's it. Love her. She's fantastic. All right, my 10th favorite. My 10th favorite. Seen her live. She's phenomenal. I listen to her quite a bit, believe it or not, to this day, K.D. Lang. K.D. Lang, do you remember her? It was quite a while back. In '92, Ingenue, her album came out, and that's when I really listened to her. I heard the album before that. It was good with Owen Bradley producing, and she did some Patsy Cline type songs, and that was pretty good. And I heard her beforehand, but when that album came out, I was like, whoa. The range of her voice and the control over her voice. I remember just watching her live, and I watched her on PBS. She was singing into a 414 mic, which is a studio mic, an AKG C414 BULS. I was just like, whoa, I mean, she's just like, she's got this super expensive mic and she's just controlling it perfectly because she wanted it to sound good on TV when I saw her live. Oh my gosh, I was really close to the stage. I was like, whoa, I mean, her voice, unbelievable. If you've never really checked out K.D. Lang, I'd check out the Ingenue album. Front to back, it's a fantastic album. Check it out. K.D. Lang. All right, my 11th favorite singer. 11's my number. It's kind of weird for me to say this, but I'm gonna. Me, Steve Lane. I'm my 11th favorite singer. I know it sounds kind of weird that I'm talking about myself that way, but you know what? I sound pretty good. And I like the kind of music that I'm doing. I like the way my voice sounds. I'm not trying to be an egotistical person at all when I'm saying that I'm actually comfortable with my own voice. And it's taking me years and years and years to be able to say that, especially on a camera. It's tough for people to say, hey, I'm really good. I'm not really good. I'm comfortable with my own voice. And I'm really excited about my album coming out in a few months. I'm glad that I'm doing rock and roll. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've tried many different types of music. And I think my voice is best suited for good old straight ahead rock and roll. That's what I do. And I'm comfortable with my own voice. And it's taken me many years to say that, so please don't think I'm an egomaniac. That's it. Those are my 11 plus several more at the top. favorite vocalists ever. Again, do me a favor, if you're liking what you're watching, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll be talking to you soon. Until next time, be cool and keep rocking.